Hey, what's up, for our nerds? Welcome to the next part of my Let's Play of Deus Ex Human Revolution Director's Cut. So, yes, this episode was a quite story-focused episode. We literally spent all our time walking around South Industries, picking up the world, sort of learning on the backstory. Quite story-focused. I did get one mission to help a guy out who's been smuggling supplies out, and we're now going to go out into Detroit, he said.
Mrs. Reed?
Oh, Adam, I'm sorry you startled me. And please, call me Cassandra. You and Megan were together long enough. I was waiting for you.
Out here? Why not come meet me inside?
I don't know. I guess I'm just not ready. This is where you work, but to me, this is also the place where I lost my daughter.
I guess I never thought of it that way.
I'm sorry. It's not proper of me to come here and stir up bad memories, especially after what you've been through.
Yeah. A lot of things changed 6 months ago.
I can't get over how much they've changed you. At first, I couldn't even believe you were still alive. How do you handle all of this?
Oh yes, the famous line, I never asked this.
They did what they had to do to save me. And in a way, I can do more now than I ever could.
I'm glad to know you take it so well. Many of us wouldn't be able to cope so easily with such traumatic changes.
Can I ask why you wanted to see me?
Yes, of course. I'm sorry. I'm here about Megan. About what happened to her. Or rather, about the investigation into what happened.
What about it?
Well, simply put, I feel something is not quite right with the way the case was handled.
You think there was some foul play involved?
I do. Call it mother's intuition. But when speaking to some of the investigators, there were a lot of inconsistencies. And then I met this detective, a man called Chase. He agreed things weren't handled by the book, although he has no proof.
And now you want to find out more?
I'll never hear my daughter laugh again, Adam. I'll never get a call from her to ask how I've been, or have the chance to ask her about her day. She was stolen from me. However unjustified this all is, I still want to know why it happened. You're not the same, Adam. And we've yet to see if it's for better or worse. But I know you loved Megan. Please, will you help me find out what really happened to her?
Why not? Adam, don't be so cold and ask stuff like that.
I never got a chance to investigate the attack myself. I'll look into it.
Thank you. This means the world to me, Adam. Really.
The first thing I'll need to do is meet with this detective, Chase.
Good. He works part-time as a security guard in an apartment building on Brooklyn Court. I'll be waiting for you in your apartment lobby once you're done.
Why does a detective need to work part-time as a security guard?
Oh, he retired soon after the case. I don't really know the details. Maybe he'll tell you more.
I'm on it.
What kind of heartless player would actually ask for a reward from her? Seriously. So Detroit.
My neighbors were there when it happened, you know. The hostage-taking at the Sarif plant. Greg and Josie Thrope. Do you know them? Oh, thank God they made it out alive.
Mr. Jensen, is it true that the leader of the terrorist cell got away? Guess you weren't as ready as Mr. Sarif thought.
Cheers, I'm very tempted to take you out.
Is there a problem, sir?
Nope. Oh, I want to talk to her again.
Beat it! Are you listening? I said go away!
Oh, the temptation just to knock one of these guys out.
You believe it? We had the place surrounded, and we were ordered to hang back. Since when do we take orders from David Sarif?
Maybe there was some hazardous material they were worried about.
More like there was something illegal in there that they wanted the rent-a-cop to get rid of. We should have never let that guy in.
I'm standing right
Jackson
here.
did okay. He helped save the hostages.
He got lucky.
Like it's
I got
to
nothing to say to you. If you want something from Detroit PD, go cry to your boss about it.
I will. Oh, your job. Someone is obsessed with fluorescent tubes in this world, whatever architect it is.
I don't really have anything against it. I just think it's disgusting. I mean, grafting metal into your skin? Yuck.
I guess you don't have any tattoos.
It's not the same. You don't need to take drugs for the rest of your life when you have a tattoo.
Well, I think what you do to your body is up to you.
Yeah? Well, when everybody's done doing what they want, what happens to people like us who refuse to become machines? We become the weaker species, that's what. And the next thing you know, we'll be the ones living in derelict row.
Wow, you really don't have an opinion on this, do you?
Man, this town is dead. I should have just moved to Philadelphia.
Hey, you seem nice and all, but I'm really not interested.
I'm sorry. We're having a private conversation here.
You know how else loud, isn't it loud?
What you got in that head of yours? An intelligence chip? You gonna steal some poor natural's job? My father lost his factory job to a robot back in 2012. But at least that thing couldn't think for itself.
What was that for? Are we gonna stretch there? Right. All these cars, and they're all university ugly.
Welcome to the Detroit Automated
You looking
Information
for something?
Network, including directory assistance, tourist information, and street quest. Services are
Okay.
temporarily offline. Thank you.
I'm here. So we've got a little bit down here. There, well, that's sort of scribbled that onto there.
Welcome to the Detroit Automated
South Plaza. We will come back here at later points. A fair bit later. Do you know, there's anything that's really struck me is actually how well lit this city is.
That's a pretty lame come on, hun. Especially since I just know this humidity is ruining my hair.
Damn it. My Wi-Fi's out, and I need to check the sports scores right away. Wish I could afford one of those cranial jobs.
You can't walk a block in this city without some loser asking for a handout.
Why do some people feel they can just walk up to anyone and start yapping? Shove off, mister.
Yeah, it's got a point. That's what every game Paradise does. They just walk up to people and ask them for, oh, hey, can you help me? Hey, can you help me?
Well, shit, if it ain't the captain himself. Mr. Sarif done fixed you up good, ain't he? Give you a new set of glasses and everything. Damn.
How you doing, Letitia?
Didn't think I'd see you walking this boulevard anytime soon, that's for sure. Not after what happened 6 months ago. People said you's down for the count.
People tend to underestimate me.
You and me both, Captain. You and me both. You, got any credits you could spare?
Here. It's not credits, but...
Mighty kind, Captain. Mighty kind.
I think I've got all the information I need right now, Tish. Maybe next time.
I be's right here waiting for you, Captain.
I don't need her information. One of the joys when you've played a game before. So that's a side mission. That's a main mission. Do the side ones full. We can go in order, actually doesn't matter. I don't keep talking to everybody, because to be fair, they aren't like too interesting to say. There's a limb clinic.
I, for one, approve of these protests. These limb people are drug pushers. Someone is getting rich while the rest of us are suffering.
I wouldn't know about those things. All I know is that this violence doesn't serve anyone.
Well, I guess the question now becomes, will the pro-human groups retaliate when Bill Taggart gets here?
He's that Humanity Front guy, right?
He's speaking at the convention center in a few days.
That's gonna be a day from hell.
Yep.
Mr. Jensen, David Sarif told me you'd be dropping by. I've just been reviewing the test results we received on you last week.
Should I start rolling up my sleeves?
Surprisingly, no. I see no trace of glial tissue buildup in any of your charts.
It's been 6 months, Doc. Shouldn't I be on neuropozyne shots by now?
One would think, but these test results show no signs of implant rejection. If anything, the bond between tissue and electrodes seems to be getting stronger.
So I'm free to go?
Well, Mr. Sarif did ask me to discuss another topic with you. You are aware that several precautionary measures had to be put into place during your first surgery?
Not all of my implants were switched on, I know.
The damage caused by the hematoma had to be taken into account. Your brain needed time to recover, to get used to the mechanical neural processors and turn them on naturally over time.
Cut to the chase, Doc. What does Sarif want?
He feels that you might be ready to speed up the activation process using special software known as Praxis kits.
You mean I don't have to wait for my augmentations to kick in naturally anymore?
You can, if you prefer. But Mr. Sarif did make a generous donation to LIM in your name, thus ensuring that Praxis software linked to your particular neuroenhancements would always be available to you and you alone. Please, take a look.
Dr. LeBlanc, code blue. Dr. LeBlanc, code blue.
So, ammunition. I don't really need some type of ammunition. Pro energy jar. To be fair, I may use fail these. I've got enough credits, I might as well buy both.
Very well, Mr. Jensen. Use it in good health.
Okay, 3 Praxis points. Brilliant. This is quite a useful one to have, to be honest. Buy that. So that means when I talk to people, I'll be able to sorry, I'll be able to sort of like with that talking one with Zeke Sanders. This will actually give me information when I'm talking to him. Yeah, I think that's going to be good. Increasing my carrying capacity. That's good.
Dr. Teasdale.
So I should have now more space in my inventory. Yeah, you see, I've got more space now.
X-ray. Dr. Teasdale.
You gotta look at augmentation surgery as an investment.
Did you hear about the protest? If we listened to them, we'd be living in the dark ages.
Were you around for that protest earlier? I wasn't sure I'd be able to get in here, and I'm overdue for my neuropozyne.
anesthesia before. Is it true they stop your heart and the machine does your breathing?
More or less. I know it sounds a little hair-raising, but we do it every day, several times over. It's a very safe procedure.
Will I feel any pain or anything?
It gets done through your IV needle. You'll be asked to count backwards, and the next thing you know, you'll be opening your eyes and the procedure will be over.
Wow. Will I dream?
Not while you're under, but you might afterward as you wake up.
That's unlocked. What a nice man. He actually took my legs off my perfectly fine legs.
If you're here for some work, please go to the counters.
Fine, thank you.
My first surgery. It's expensive, but you gotta look at it as an investment in the future.
Now, this is what I don't get, is they knew what models they're going to put in here. Why they put two different characters, the exact same voice actor? Well, I caught the Bethesda effect.
Protesting is not against the law.
I know that, officer. But some of those guys were carrying tire irons and setting garbage cans on fire.
And those were the ones we arrested. The rest were merely exercising their right to free speech.
What about my right to come to work each day without fearing for my life? I've still got to walk home tonight.
I understand your concern. But if you want round-the-clock protection, I suggest you hire a private security company.
Nice sideburns. Okay, so that's... So these are the quests I've got to do. Okay, so that's my next main mission. We're going to look at some side missions in this one. So by MOS this is active and inactive. By changing to active, that will now appear on my...
Adam, are you finished at the clinic?
For now.
Good. Right now I want to know who that corpse is. Head over to the police station and get his neural hub. And Adam, if you can't talk your way in, consider making a strategic retreat. There's got to be another entrance in the side of the building.
Ah, this is the petrol station the guy was selling stuff from.
You got anything you want to buy or sell? I'm the guy you want to deal with. Everything's on the computer, right at your fingertips.
Let's see what he's got. That is useful. That's actually quite useful, to be fair. Can I sell? Fair, that pistol's useful, but let's Not particularly useful to sell, to be honest.
Always a pleasure.
Come back when we find some more stuff, eh? Sounds like Tiger's did a bit of a nut job. So they are active. So let's piss them off my mini map. I've got them all the way around.
Grayson hooked me up with some real tight merch. Those UGG lovers get in my face now, I'm ready to pop.
Grayson? Where he at these days?
Yo, where you been, man? He been running shit through that abandoned gas station for weeks.
Oh, word? I wanted to get some upgrades for my Zenith 10 mil.
He can hook you up nice, man. If you go, tell him I sent you. I want a discount next time.
Word.
Right.
Hello there. Well, you must be Adam Jensen.
A keen observation.
Mrs. Reed told me you might pay me a visit. And don't take this the wrong way, but you're kind of hard to miss.
I'll try to take that as a compliment. She told me you might have information regarding Megan Reed's case and the attack on Sarif headquarters.
Oh boy, what a mess. Total pissing match. We had the feds on our ass, orders from 3 different departments, and pressure from so many lobbyists it felt like being the scrawny new kid in a prison shower.
It is a very high-profile case. Mrs. Reed said you thought some procedures were overlooked.
You got that right. I mean, you know how it is. Mrs. Reed told me you used to be a cop. There's always cases where you see the lazy officers taking shortcuts. But this was different.
Different how?
Too much stuff got overlooked. People seemed way too eager to jump to conclusions, and every time I was remotely insistent, I got turned down by ranking officers. People wanted to bury this thing fast. That's never a good sign.
Surely you have something more substantial than this.
Yeah, well, that's where you come in. I got a couple of leads I could never fully investigate. I started poking around, but these government-type agents just gave me the creeps. I got scared. Months away from retirement, I didn't want to fuck things up. But you obviously have the means to get to the bottom of this.
So what have you got?
First off, there's a rumor that the order to close the investigation came from higher up, maybe even outside the local department. Anything like that would have passed through Captain Penn. There might be traces of this left on his office computer.
Guess I'll have to pay a visit to the local precinct.
Well, while you're there, there was an officer assigned to the case, Chet Wagner. He's not what you call a choir boy. And when he suddenly got brought on the case, I got suspicious. Somebody wanted him there. And I'm pretty sure he tampered with some of the evidence. You should talk to him. Find out what he knows.
Okay, I'll have a little chat with Officer Wagner.
You'll most likely find him in the lobby. He got retrograded from his conduct, and he takes depositions now. He won't budge easily, but I'm pretty sure you can find some dirt on him on his desktop. His office is on the 3rd floor. You might find something there to help loosen up his tongue.
Anything else worth looking into?
Yeah, when the order came down to close the case, the bulk of the evidence was stashed in a storage locker. Maybe you can find some interesting stuff in there. It's on the alley right next to the station. The code is 4891. But I know an outside agency had access to that locker, so be careful.
Thanks for the heads up.
It's nothing. And, please, don't bother coming back here with details. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad to help. But the less I know about this case, the better I'll feel.
How did you get assigned to this case?
I didn't push for it, if that's what you mean. To be honest, I didn't want to get involved.
Why not?
I was an honest cop, Jensen. I always tried to conduct myself in accordance with the law, with procedures, and what I believed was right. Not really the standard MO for a case like this.
You said an outside agency may have tampered with a storage locker. What did you mean by that?
Well, I've seen, I've heard that government agents may have locked up some of the more sensitive evidence in a safe inside the locker.
Come on, Chase. What are you not telling me?
Damn it! Okay, listen. I snooped around that locker before and found the safe code. But I kinda got caught by one of those guys. He knows I know, Jensen. If I give you the code, they'll know I talked. Call me negative, but I can't think of a nice outcome to that.
Come on, Chase. You're the good guy, the honest cop. In a police flick, you'd be the straight arrow. You know deep down you want to do what's right. That safe code could mean a lot.
Don't paint me as a hero, Jensen. I'm a regular guy. But you're right, though. I always try to do the right thing. The code is 7196. But do me a favor. Can you at least try to hack the damn thing before punching in the code? If I'm lucky, it'll be enough to throw them off.
So yeah, probably wondering what just happened there. I must admit, I had my mic muted, so I actually did explain what's going on, but my mic was completely muted. What you saw there was my social enhancer in use. So on the top left screen, you had that alpha, beta, and omega, and what it was doing, that was analysing the person's personality type, and basically it was telling me what sort of personality they were. And different people respond to different stimulation, as it were. And I was listening, I was watching. I noticed it kept flashing a lot in both beta and omega, but towards the end it gave like a 3 level of beta, so I knew he was easily convinced by the beta. He was going to be convinced of a beta approach. Then I have the option of activating pheromones, which I did. And once I do that, I have the option of basically saying something that will work to a certain type. So saying anything doesn't magically make it work, but I have to say the right thing afterwards, which I did. And doing so, I was able to reveal the key. So that's basically the idea of social. That's why social is quite useful, actually. Otherwise, you can do it without. You can sort of just judge the personality type yourself and see what you think is going to work on them. And they're quite well written. That if you're really good at reading people, you should have no problem sort of understanding it. I have to say, for a manager at Sarif Industries, I'm quite surprised at how poor apartment
I can never thank you enough for what you did.
How poor apartment I have. It's really nice inside, but oh, what's pretty poor.
Welcome. I'm glad you came. I can never properly repay you for what you did, of course, but I would like to help out any way I can.
What'd you have in mind?
There's a gentleman named Sarah who works in the area. His business causes him to move around quite a bit, but at the moment he's occupying an apartment in a building on Earl's Court. If you mention my name, he'll give you a discount on his wares. He deals in, well, he's a gun runner.
How does a guy like you know someone like that?
Growing up in my old neighborhood, you learn pretty quick to cultivate certain types of relationships.
There you go. Yeah, this is quite nice in here. Not many windows though. But are there any windows at all? No. I couldn't live like that. No window. Oh no, there's a window there. One window in the whole apartment. That's pretty miserable. Right, so there we go. I'll just close this door. So I'm going to call it into this episode. Thank you very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you on the next part. So, for me, TheSuffolkRam, I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.